Good afternoon, Tom. Thank you for speaking with us.
Hello there, nice to see you.
Now, you are here with Goldeye. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit more about who Goldeye are?
Yes, certainly. What Goldeye do is we connect retail brokers to liquidity providers and back office solutions. In a nutshell, that's what we do.
And in less of a nutshell then, what exactly kind of services, what makes you unique?
Okay, well, there's three product suites that we have. We have the Goldeye Gate Bridge, which is pre-trade integration. And what that does is that connects retail brokers' trading systems, so MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, for example, into liquidity providers in FX, CFDs, equities, futures. So every asset class that a retail broker would want to provide. In addition to that, we have our Goldeye Gate Link, and what that does is that connects the trading system to back office and CRM systems, because every broker needs to be able to reconcile their trades, to have a book of records for their trades, and the Goldeye Gate Link ensures that everything is captured reliably in a back office system. And then the third suite is the Goldeye bolt-ons, and what they do is they add risk management and functional enhancements to the trading system. So you can do asset allocation, so you can have a money manager who trades and allocates down to sub-accounts. You can have a position keeping system to monitor how much money you're making that day. You can have quality of quotes monitored, so if your rates stop coming or they go too wide, then you're alerted, so to control the risk of the broker.
Now, there's been a lot of talk today about the pros and cons, the versus match of single dealer versus multi-dealer platforms. This sounds to me to some degree like one of those services that will help aggregate them all.
Absolutely, because a lot of our brokers, the medium and large ones, have multiple trading platforms, and they need to be able to take all of their trade feeds post-trade and put them into a central database. And our Goldeye Gate Link achieves that. But they don't have to be tied to a single liquidity provider. They can use the correct liquidity provider for the asset class. So they can have one liquidity provider who's really tight pricing on FX, and another one who's really tight pricing on CFDs, and another one who's really good on exchange traded. And through the bridge and the link, everything can be put into a common database.
That was going to be your next question. It must be a monumental task to get all those different platforms from which have completely different APIs, speaking reasonably different languages, and pull them all into one platform. How do you actually do that?
I think that's the real USP of what we've got, because we've got expert developers in lots of different asset classes who are really, really good at the necessary technology that we use. So we use C++ for performance, and we have, over the last 4 years, we've built to every API that's relevant for us to build to, which is about 45 different APIs now. So we've looked at, say, the Morgan Stanley API for CFDs and built to that one. We've looked at the GFT one for CFDs. We've looked at the Citibank one for FX. So we've looked across the board, we've taken the specifications, taken them apart, and our software converts all of their APIs into a common format. And then our system will work with that common format. So it's easy for us to add additional integrations, additional asset classes.
So to some degree, it can end this pricing war debate that people were talking about earlier today, this idea that, well, on the one hand, you can compare more prices, you've got better, you can get more out of best execution from multi-dealer, but on the other hand, with a single dealer, you're more likely to get that better pricing. With this, it doesn't really matter, you can use them all.
You can use them all, but I do have a strong view actually on this one.
By all means.
If you go to multiple LPs and you say you're going to aggregate their prices, each of them will give you a wider spread because they know they're being mixed in with other people. If you go single dealer, they will give you the tightest spread they can because they know they're getting all the flow. They are probably aggregating anyway from where the feeds they've got, so you're not actually going to get any benefits from doubly aggregating. So I'm a believer in having one feed for one asset class, another feed for another asset class, and doing the best deal you can with your liquidity providers to get the tightest spreads on that.
And similarly, I noticed it says on the plate behind you, you talk about super low latency.
Yes.
You may also then have a strong opinion on what Case Winburn was talking about earlier today about how they're voting in the European Commons on putting speed limits in place and forcing in I think it's 500 millisecond trading time. Maximum.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because our type of latency we look at is 1 or 2 milliseconds. Now I think it's probably not the latency that's the issue in this case, it's how often you can trade. So you might have a latency of 500 milliseconds, but you could still queue up thousands of trades because they could all come one after the other without having to wait for the full 500 milliseconds. So I don't think that's actually going to make any difference. I think it is important for brokers to really keep an eye on the quality of the software they're rolling out and really thoroughly test. because I know there has been an example of a client who had a particular problem in this because of the type of algo trading they were doing.
Exactly. I can see to some degree from that model it's an interesting idea. The idea of, well, okay, so we'll just take all of our trades that we were going to do in that time slot, do them all at once, can actually cause a lot of software issues, and how those individual exchanges are now going to manage those trades when they then have to allocate who gets that trade. They can't do it on time. They can't do it on very much at all now because they're all having it all at once.
It's a difficult problem, that one, yeah, and I don't think putting in artificial latency is going to be the solution to that.
Indeed. Well, it looks like we're about to go into the final panel sessions of the day, so I won't hold you up any longer. Thank you very much for speaking with us. Obviously, if people do want to find out more, where can they visit?
If they go to our website, www.gold-i.com.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.